really wanna perpetrate, cause this 38 will be designated for all those who hate it like a chess game, man. I'd have contemplated. Your moves, you lose, now you gave me new moves, more dudes, now the top you made.
What it do, peoples? We back. I'm Hood.
I'm Van.
This is
Two married ass men.
So, man, what's up?
Ain't much, man. He real uncomfortable doing the intro, but I think he's awesome doing it,
I
man.
can't start shit, bro.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you
Start
can.
nothing. I be saying I'm gonna do something, and then Robin like, didn't you say? Then that's when I started.
You know, I was listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony a lot over the last couple of weeks, and I spoke to you. He hit me up on text, and he said, you know, we should talk about weed. I said, what? And I was listening to, you know, Bone Thugs. I don't know if y'all remember Bone Thugs and Harmony, man, but that's all they talked about. That's all they rapped about was weed, smoking weed, Buddha, you know, all that other stuff, man. And you got some weed stories? Like when you used to...
I got plenty of weed stories, bro.
Do you still smoke?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Break it down to us. Tell us all about it. See, I can't add too much content to that because I work for the federal government, and even if I did do something, I can't say nothing.
He I already offered. He said no. So
I did say no.
But shit, man, we just I don't know. I think it was put on this earth for me, just for me, because it ain't like I need it, but cause I got some. I ain't bought none this year, but I got some upstairs, and I don't buy much.
All right, well, before you tell your story, man, what does weed do for you?
Relaxation, creativity. That's how I passed English. We was reading the Canterbury Tales. You know,
Really?
We was reading the Canterbury Tales, Miss Laster of Baloo. And
I remember Miss Laster.
yeah, man, short haircut.
Yeah.
That was my dog. She was like one of the realest teachers I had, and that's why I always respected her.
She was real, and she hated me.
She ain't hate me, but she always had something for my ass. I'm telling you, I was quick with it, and I fuck with her, and then try to steer her in the wrong direction to get, and she always got me. Always.
She was sharp.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
Me and Joy was in her class together.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
Miss
so,
Laster.
hold up, before you go on with your story, how old was you when you first started smoking?
When I took my first puff, I was with my dad.
Bro?
I probably was around 8.
Really?
No joke. First puff, I was around 8.
What
My dad was out with when I went with my dad ain't live with me. But when he picked me up, we was all over DC. He took me all around DC. He go see some of his homeboys over here, go see some of his homeboys, couple of chicks here and there. And it was one time we was on our way back to his house, and one of his homeboys stopped him on the street and wrapped him up. So I was sitting there chilling, like playing with rocks. You know, I'm like 8, you know what I'm saying? Playing with rocks, just messing with flowers or whatever. And I was looking up at him. He was like, what you looking at? You know, and I was just like, man, you always smoking. I was like, but this one don't have no brown part on the end. So he started laughing, and his boys started laughing. He like, you want a puff? I was like, I don't care. And he gave it to him. I choked like a motherfucker. I got in the house, I ate like a motherfucker, and I slept till the next day.
Wow.
And I had like the most awesome dreams ever. The most awesome dream. I don't remember the dreams, but I remember telling my Aunt Peter and Charlotte about my dreams. And they just like cussed my father out for giving me weed because they know those dreams came from that, I guess. But they ain't stopped Pops. He ain't like handed to me no more after that, but he smoked around me, so which is basically the same thing.
You know, I'd see, I'm sitting here, I'm a little befuddled, I will say that, because I wouldn't, 8 years old is pretty young. I mean, but I started smoking young too, I started drinking young too. But 8 years old, that's young.
Yeah, I was drinking before that. My dad and granddad gave me like slushy beer in a cup.
Well, you know what? I work with this lady named Murray Hanlon. Shout out to Murray Hanlon, older white lady. She about to retire from the government a little bit. She's Italian. Her family is from Sicily. And she said, Italian kids can drink alcohol as soon as they're tall enough to reach the dinner table.
They're wine though, right?
Wine.
Not liquor.
Wine.
Right. I
They
heard
can
that
drink wine.
in France too.
Yeah, as long as they're tall enough to to reach the joint. You can reach the table at what, 2?
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably 1, but 2, 3 years old.
You
Yeah.
have a tall kid. He be drinking all his life.
Yeah. So you was drinking before you took your first
Yeah.
toke.
Yeah, I mean, but drinking, you know, it made me feel stupid and funny, you know what I'm saying? Made me dizzy a little bit, but smoking, I don't know, man, I don't know, the creativity, the type of imagination I got now, probably can credit to that.
Really?
Yeah, no joke.
What's one of your most vivid memories from smoking? Like
man.
from all right, I'm gonna give you a time frame from between ages 12 and 17. 5-year time frame.
Well, one of my most vivid is funny. I was telling Debo about it when he was at the store with Alex. Me, my boy CC, Black Tony, Dig Dave, all us up on the avenue. We scraping up $5 a piece to go get us some. You know what I'm saying? We get the bread together. Phil hook us up with some chicken. You know, we high as shit. High as shit. It's probably like 11:30 in the middle of the day. We high as shit.
Off of how many blunts?
It was
Oh,
4
y'all
of
smoking
us.
white boys then?
Nah, it was blunts.
It was blunts.
That's all niggas roll back then.
Yeah, it was blunts.
It was 4 of us. Probably was 3 fat ass joints.
3?
Yeah, cause
And y'all took them all four?
Yeah, I was never like I could never hang. You know what I'm saying? If everybody had 4, they'd be finished theirs, and I have like 3/4 of mine, and be just as high as them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but we crushed all that shit. CC had a little white car he called the Ghost. We was in that jump by that little park, you know, right across from the Popeye. Ran down there, back and forth, sat in the car, skunked it out, you know, ate the chicken.
So y'all was hotboxing before it was even popular.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we get out the car for some reason. We walk over to Murray's Kitchen.
Okay.
Murray's Kitchen. I think it was
Murray's
some girls or something coming out because we wasn't hungry, unless we just, I don't know, maybe Dave wanted some more food or something. Dave used to be greedy as shit though. That's my man.
But if you smoking though, you're gonna be greedy. But
nah, I was full. We was like, come on, Phil, free chicken. We had like all the chicken, bro.
Oh wow.
We was full of shit. Then we on the avenue, laughing, joking, high. Mind you, it's around 11:30, 12 o'clock. My mother and stepfather pull up to the light, waiting to turn past the Popeyes. I'm high. Cece hit me. Yo, I think that's your mother right there. My dumb ass turn around. Hey, Mom! Then I was like,
how would you know to do that though? You was gone.
God, man, I see my mother and stepfather. I'm outside walking. They driving. I'm like, hey, Mom. And I'm just like, fucking noon. So I duck behind the bus stop, run up in Murray's Kitchen. I'm peeking out and shit, man. They pull off. They sat there for a minute. Then they pull off. I'm annoyed as shit. I look right at them, high gone, blown, totally. High, totally gone. I look right at CC, Dave, and Tony. I was like, I'm going to school.
Wow.
Rest of the day, smack. I mean, I was, it blew me. I was still just high, you know, somebody made me laugh. I felt it again. But other than that, I just knew I'm about to get a lecture. Mom about to jab me in the chest or some shit. But I get home and nothing was said about it.
Did your stepdad smoke?
No, he didn't smoke.
Did your mom smoke?
Nope. Cigarette. My mom smoked cigarette.
But your dad smoked weed.
Yeah. Dad,
But
uncle.
your sisters smoke.
Now they do.
But they ain't smoke then.
No, I didn't do it around them. Okay, I couldn't. You know. I
I
came.
mean, what you when you came around them and your eyes was always.
I came in the house high a couple times. You know what I'm saying. But what I would do is, little chick down the street, I'd be rapping to. I'd be sitting on the porch, just yell up and be like, "Mom, you know, I'm out front." You know what I'm saying? Had a little chick come down, be rapping to her till I like sober up a little bit. I fuck with her so she could blow me back on the house. Not blow as in sexual, but get on my nerves.
That's what it sound like.
Nah, it wasn't like
That's
that.
what it so she can get on your nerves, and next thing you know, you back down again.
I'm back clear. I had to walk up in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
And about how old was you when this was going
I
down?
was either 10th or 11th grade. I don't remember. 10th or 11th grade.
When the song "I Got Five" on it came out, you remember that joint?
Yeah, man. You hardly forget.
You was smoking back then too.
Yeah.
Hold up.
That was around that time.
Did you ever skip a year from being a teenager to your 40s? And you're 40 right now.
I actually put it down for like 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What made that?
Fresh out of school, wanting to work, wanting a good job,
Okay.
and it seemed like that was the only thing holding me back. The job I really, really wanted, and that was like the reason I didn't get it.
Wow.
And just to prove something to myself, I put it down. I probably had like, I don't know, probably like a half ounce for like 5 years inside this little red little thing I got upstairs. I still got the thing. But I balled it up in some sandwich bags and just sat it in that joint. Shit, I done moved 2-3 times, ain't even open it up.
Wow.
And then around the time I started back smoking again, I actually opened it. And I'm just like, wow, this shit old as shit. And I smoked all that shit, that was good. After all those years.
Hey man, we got some when we was living across the street from Greater Southeast at Southern Ridge, right around the corner from Valley Green.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bag from Valley Green. I don't know what it was, but I think somebody slipped us some boat. Cause I was laying in the house, me and my brothers, we was in the house after we smoked, and I was laying on my side, and my left eye was looking straight, and my other eye was looking all around. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm so serious, man. I can see the entire ceiling. I'm looking around the entire ceiling with just my right eye, and my left eye is looking straight the entire time.
Shit.
And that kind of scared me because that's back then when people was really starting to experiment with their with their strain to try to get people to come and holler at them on that note. That was before people started smoking dippers. People smoking both.
Niggas was smoking sherms forever, bro.
Really?
Yeah, them sherms
Like
go back to the
dippers?
70s. That's a sherm stick. Bro.
Really? That's a sherm stick. That is a sherm stick.
That's a sherm, bro.
That is a
Doing
sherm
that shit
stick.
since the 70s, bro. Same shit, bro.
You see how green I am when it comes. I mean, no pun intended. How green I am when it comes to weed, because I really never been a weed head. Like, I was smoked, but I never been a weed head.
Man, I smoked. I mean, I was a weed head in school because I ain't know no better. You know, you smoke 1 J or 2, you ain't gonna get no high. You know what I'm saying? But
What you mean? What? If I was smoking J, I'm done.
Right, AJ. But if you smoke 2, you won't be no more done.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So how come people will go through a whole, like,
They
go around
burnt
in
out.
circulation, just go,
They burnt
burn
out.
another one, burn
They burnt
another
out. I
one.
mean, some people don't know their limits.
Just waste the
Just
money.
like a drinker. Some people don't know their limits. You know, you drink to a point where you good, you chill, you vibing. That's cool. But if you drink beyond that, you can't stand up pissing on yourself. That's too much. That's
But with
ridiculous.
weed, that don't happen.
Just game, man, I'd have contemplated. Your moves, you lose, now you gave me new moves, more dudes, now the top, you made the same.